Well, a group of Ron Paul supporters say they're dedicated to making liberty sexy, and they plan to do this through a video game featuring the Libertarian presidential candidate. Here's a sneak peek.
It's not enough just to be about Ron Paul. It has to be a great game. For that, it's going to take a little bit of time and a little bit of money.
Well, in the game, Ron Paul traverses 50 states with a mission of collecting sound money and delegates in hopes of winning the presidency and taking down the Federal Reserve. It's called the Road to Revolution. And the mastermind behind the game is here to tell us more about it. Daniel William, co-founder of RonPaulSwag.com, joins us now. Welcome to the show, Daniel. So tell us more about the concept behind this video game.
You basically just play Ron, like you said, and you run across the 50 states collecting sound money, collecting delegates, battling the Federal Reserve.
And why did you decide to come up with a video game?
It kind of just came to me as an idea that should exist. So I got to work.
Why should it exist? Why does a Ron Paul video game need to exist?
Like I said, I'm always looking for
to create it, I guess, is my question.
Right. I'm always looking for new ways to introduce liberty to younger generations and my own generation. I'm only 27. And video games are a hobby of mine, so it just kind of came to me. Really like to educate people as much as possible while not, I guess, letting them know they're being educated as much as possible.
So, so that is your goal then. So is that what you're trying to achieve with this video game, to kind of spread the ideals of Ron Paul and what he stands for?
Yeah, that's definitely a part of it. Really, I just wanted to create something for libertarians to be excited about. That was the main goal.
And so you are do you identify with being a libertarian?
Yeah, I would say so. If I had to choose a label.
Okay. And what's interesting about this whole Ron Paul revolution, as it's called, is the protagonist, who in this video game, he's 76 years old, but your audience, I'm assuming, is young gamers. So this kind of goes along with the whole phenomenon behind an older candidate winning over young voters. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
Well, I'd say despite his age, he could probably still beat me in a foot race. It's not really, or a bike race, whichever.
Can he beat you? Can he beat you in your own video game?
Oh, I don't know about that. Well, I don't think it's really an issue about age. It's more that when he speaks from a place of sound principles, and I think anybody who takes the time to listen to what he has to say should hear him out, despite the whole age thing.
All right, yeah. I mean, he's an older guy, but he has a lot of fresh ideas, as a lot of his supporters say. And talk about those ideas and what you do find so appealing about Ron Paul, so much to the point that it inspired you to create a video game about it.
Well, I'd say, honestly, I was kind of right there with him before I ever even heard about Ron Paul's ideals and principles. I was always for limited government. I didn't really want to take any part of politics, or never really agreed with taxes or the fiat currencies or anything like that. So when I heard about Ron Paul, I got very excited that there was actually somebody championing all the things that I had already agreed with. So as a personal hero of mine, it just became sort of an easy transition to represent him as a hero in a video game, I suppose.
Okay, and so how far along are you in this endeavor, and how can one get a hold of this Ron Paul Revolution video game?
I'd say I'm about a quarter of the way through it. I've got most of the main functionality written. I just have to design some levels and do some artwork and get some music put in there. It'll be free and available online. I'll be releasing a link pretty soon to the website where it'll be hosted. You'll also be able to play the game at RonPaulSwag.com for free.
And how soon will it be available?
I'm hoping for a July launch.
Okay, so not too far away. I want to ask you, as a very clear Ron Paul supporter, at this point, it looks pretty certain that Mitt Romney will win the nomination. It would take a miracle for another candidate to pull it off at this point. But you, as a Ron Paul supporter, what do you do now?
The same thing I've always done. I feel that Ron's campaign is one as much about politics as it is education. So I think it's important to perpetuate the principles that he's speaking about: anti-war, anti-violence, anti-Federal Reserve, essentially, which it all kind of goes hand in hand. So I'll just keep doing what I'm doing.
And so this kind of goes along, Daniel, about Ron Paul. Sometimes he has said, or his supporters have said, that it's not necessarily about winning. It's about spreading his ideas. And is that what you plan to do, despite the fact that he might not win that nomination?
Absolutely. I mean, the way I see it, there's the right thing and then there's the popular thing, and they don't always sort of go hand in hand. And as Ron has proven his principles throughout his career and dedicated his life to spreading our individual liberties, I feel I'm inspired to do as much the same as I can.
And who do you think will be playing your video game, Daniel?
Everybody.
Everybody, not just you don't need to be a video game expert. You're hoping it's at the playing level of anybody that wants to learn about liberty.
Well, I'm taking I'm trying to be very careful about making the game accessible to everybody, but also challenging. I have to be honest, I've made some of the levels so difficult that even I have trouble beating them perfectly every time. So I just like to create the challenge so that, people get more excited about actually beating the game.
Wow. Okay. Well, Daniel, congratulations on your creation there. That was Daniel Williams, co-founder of RonPaulSwag.com.